iconic jacket and hat.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
And this clip leads me to exactly what I want to talk about when it comes to all of this. It's the people that cried when Undertaker retired. To me, is embarrassing. I know a lot of people, everyone's going to disagree. Oh my god, he's a legend. Yes, he's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an icon in the business. But unless you are a wrestler and know him, wrestled him, learned from him, fucking met him, you don't get to cry. Because it's a dude you saw on TV. I watched Game of Thrones. I'm not crying when they fucking killed Ned Stark. And I liked Ned Stark. I read the books. So you don't get to cry.
That's why I didn't cry. You knew he was going to die.
I didn't cry when I read the book either.
That's fucking different.
How?
You were supposed to let Cam finish.
I know, but because he said that, I had
Remember
to
that?
follow up.
Continue.
That's different.
Remember that?
Ned Stark, you knew for, 7 episodes of Game of Thrones? Undertaker is like a 25-year career.
Fine.
Episodes are an hour long. Man.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's just fine.
It's different.
Oh my god. Doesn't matter. This crosses all sports and everything. People cry when their sports teams lose.
Hey, Elias retired last week. I'm going to cry
God.
when his number gets
He
retired.
sent me a bunch of crying emojis about it.
I didn't actually cry, though. I just sent the emojis.
With the team, I asked for one thing. Let me get through my rant, and they couldn't even give it to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Randy fucked it up, so I just joined in.
talking.
When the team, I'm all off my fucking rant. When a team wins, let's say the Patriots won the Super Bowl, or the Red Sox won the 2004 World Series, haven't done it in 100 years. Grown men cried. I don't get it. You don't own the team. You have nothing invested. Yes, you watch it. You like it. I don't understand the idea of crying. There's 3 acceptable times for men to cry at TV. That is when he had to kill his dog in I Am Legend.
Yeller.
If you watch Futurama, that's when Fry had to leave Seymour on the sidewalk. That is like the saddest TV ever. And when Marley died of Marley and me. And the only thing these all have in common is dogs.
End of every episode of Quantum Leap.
Well, that's different. If you... a dog dying on television is the only time it's acceptable for a man to cry. I don't care what it's about. Then I read these posts and forums of people saying, oh, it's 3 days later, and I've cried every day about Undertaker retiring. You need a life. Go out, meet a person, talk, see the fucking sun. Why are you crying about this man? Yes, I get it, he's gone. But people leave, that's just how it works. They move on. The guy hasn't been around in really 3 years.
That's what I said. Like, he hasn't wrestled in he wrestled once this year. Why are we not crying then?
I really miss seeing him come out do a 10-minute match at WrestleMania and then leave. What are you crying about? He's been almost retired for 3 years, 4 years. I don't understand. I don't understand grown men that cry. That emotionally vested where it's like let's say the Falcons lost the Super Bowl and people have to take the day off work the next day because they're too distraught. You get the fuck over your life.
Isn't that just like a bullshit excuse to get out of work that
I
next
don't
day?
know. People feel
People are actually like, I can't even move today. I don't know what they do when like their girlfriend breaks up with them. Do they kill themselves?
Exactly.
Like those type of people like...
You don't have any...
How do you get through life?
It's a fucking thing you watch on TV. Get over it. Move on. Get a real life. That's what I'm saying.
Fucking Glenn died on Walking Dead. I almost committed suicide.
Randy
came into the room, I had a shotgun to my mouth, like, I'm gonna meet you, Glenn.
I've been watching wrestling my whole life. I've seen Undertaker. He's Undertaker. I'm not sitting here crying about it because the guy's old as shit. What do you want to see? He's gonna wrestle until he's 90? I don't get it.
How can you miss him after a day?
I get it because
that was my other.
I've watched Undertaker wrestle since I was a little kid.
It's great.
So to see him finally retire is kind of sad. It's good because I'm sick of watching him wrestle because he sucks now. But it's still like you get sad.
I never said you couldn't be sad. I say when you start crying is when you cross the line.
Okay, I did not cry when Undertaker retired.
You weren't even up when Undertaker retired.
No, I saw that part. I felt
it's because you were sleeping.
Well, maybe WrestleMania shouldn't be fucking 8 hours long. Like
that's a good point.
But like when the Bruins won the Stanley Cup, I got teary-eyed. When the Patriots won their first Super Bowl, I got teary-eyed. When the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004, I watched the DVD of the Red Sox win the World Series, and I get teary-eyed at the end every
Niagara
fucking time.
Falls.
Every fucking time.
I have no problem if you're happy, your team won, or you're lost. That's different. But when you sit there and you're like crying over
Not
it,
for days. That's fucked up.
I just don't get the idea of people crying days later. No, that's not acceptable.
That's Cam's stance.
My stance.
Don't cry, you pussies.
I'm sticking to
You
it.
goddamn pussies.
Like I said,
And Randy's
3
stance
times.
is, it's okay to cry. You just can't cry 3 days later, but you can cry in the moment. In the moment, you can cry.
Not unless you knew him.
Where does WWE get off making a Hall of Fame 4 hours long? If we went to WrestleMania like we were going to, I would have thrown those fucking tickets in the garbage. Like, I'm not going to that. The only good part to go to was
Stupid, I would have went.
Kurt Angle's thing. I would show up like fucking 3 hours later. I would be so tired and bored by the time Angle came out.
Oh, I would have been tired.
Like, they went on and on and on, and then the fucking paralyzed dude, no one knows who he is. We don't want to listen to you talk for fucking longer than 5 minutes. Why are you still talking?
Well, the part of that guy was...
Holy shit.
That guy was like, good, you're getting the award, you're a big hero, good for you. I don't need to listen to every fucking match you ever watched when you were a kid. Let's move it on, buddy.
Like, one story from your childhood. Bam. Get off the stage. We only came here to see Angle. Like, come on.
And then, speaking of Angle, finally, after 3 hours and...
Wait, I want to...
And then Angle got he only talked for like 3 minutes.
No, it wasn't that long.
What do you got?
Fucking, what's his face? Eric Bischoff tries to give like the sentimental speech. The heart is defined as the muscle. What are you giving a fucking best man speech? Actually, it's more like a maid of honor speech.
Actually,
What the fuck are you talking about?
I thought it was a fucking biology class. Like, what the fuck?
He mentioned it like 8 times. Dude, just get on
He
with
also
your shit.
made 6 not landing jokes. He kept making a joke and none of them landed, and he would like laugh to himself. Like,
Jim
get off the
Cornette
stage,
was the same.
Bishop.
Jim Cornette's jokes would land
Oh, Cornette
too.
sucked.
Oh my god, yeah, he was bad.
He's good on his podcast. I don't know what the fuck was wrong
Cornette
there.
was the worst. He was bad. And he talked forever, too. That's the thing. Him and Bischoff talk forever. It's like, this is about you. Introduce the guy, say what he accomplished, get the fuck off the stage.
And,
Yeah, and fucking JBL makes a joke that everyone talks so long, and then he takes like 20 minutes to introduce Teddy Long.
You know-
And he kept cutting off fucking Ron Simmons.
JBL's a douchebag. There's no way around it. JBL's just a douche. You can just tell. He's a douche.
Oh, huge prick.
Everything he says, he's a prick bag. Like,
Prickbag.
I hate him worse. I hate him worse now than I did when he was fucking a wrestler.
Ooh, that's saying something too.
hate
I
him more
fucking
than
thought he was the most boring wrestler ever.
Well, it's because he was. Nothing he's ever done will ever be considered great. Alright, so getting to the main attraction of the Hall of Fame.
Only thing making it bearable. I did like the DDP speech.
I liked...
The rest was like unbearable.
Yeah.
Teddy Long, I actually made it through most of the speeches, and then Teddy Long started talking. I was like,
Oh, we fell asleep.
That was it. I was out.
I liked...
I had to watch it later.
So, Kurt Angle, John Cena's speech, once again, was good, because it was quick. He was, like, up and out as fast as you could be. And then Kurt Angle came out and gave a good but the weirdest fucking speech ever. Guy's strange.
He is strange.
He went through all the funniest things that happened in his career. That was great.
Yeah, I mean,
Every
it's
speech should be like that.
strange. And then he drank milk, and that was pretty fun.
Oh, it's true.
And then he dumped
Sexy
milk all
Kurt
over
was
him.
hilarious. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
And he did it.
I didn't
It was
remember that either.
hilarious.
Oh, I like
I remember it vaguely, and then when he did it, I was like, "Oh fuck, sexy Kurt." That's all.
I like when he tried to woo, but then he really
He's
said
like,
he couldn't
I can't woo anymore. It's like, you could never woo.
I was like,
That was the joke. You could never woo. That was the running joke.
I'm pretty sure he didn't make that on purpose, though.
But it was overall.
That was funny. I like Kurt Angle was the best Hall of Fame speech I think I've
the
seen.
poured milk on himself was fucking great, like classic. But that's classic.
I like when he
I'll always remember that.
brought his
now.
daughters out and he like hugged 3 of them and the other one just walked away and he was just like, ah, ow. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, Kurt Angle was by far the best, but overall that lasted 3.5 hours
That
too long.
Should have been like an hour and a half maximum.
They
need time limits on these people's
They need
speeches.
to do the Oscars.
Holy fuck.
They start playing their theme music to get them the fuck off
Or,
stage.
even better, do our idea and only induct like 4 people.
Yeah, cut the class.
And then, that if they go on long, it's still like 2 hours and it's still manageable, which 2 hours still seems too long for
Oh, I
4
also
people to
didn't.
talk.
Beth Phoenix's speech was long as shit, but I didn't mind that one. She talked about a lot of.
Yeah, and Dana Warrior was funny.
And then the fucking letdown of the night. Well, I knew it was gonna be a letdown, but Nikki Bella and John Cena against Maurice and The Miz. was boring as shit. Miz beat him up for a little bit, and all of a sudden everything changed. Maurice did nothing in the ring.
Yeah.
At all. So why even make that part of the
took a move at the
match?
end.
And then why not just have them be valets? Because she didn't do anything. Nikki didn't do anything. And then they could have still done this proposal thing. But then John Cena proposes in like the fakest proposal ever. She didn't even cry. She didn't even cry.
Well, she knew it was happening.
I know.
Be
an actress.
I saw a video of like her going out backstage, and she's like, her and Cena are sitting there, and they do like this like fake kiss, and she's like, I haven't even looked at it yet, and then she looks at her ring. Oh my god! I'm like, oh my god! I fucking hate you.
Perfect.
Like, can someone hit her with a car?
Well, I like how she was walking out. She went to John Cena. She was like, on the way up the ramp, she's like, "Thank you so much." She's like, who the fuck thanks someone? This seems weird. Like, I don't know. This seems like a
Thank
weird
you for
thing.
wanting to marry me.
And then Cena tells this story about, do you remember what I said when you go to surgery? I said marry you. And it's like, fuck off.
Do you remember?
So fake.
Do you remember when you were going in for surgery and you were drooling, your tongue was hanging out when you were on all those meds, and I was like, hey, do you want to marry me?
Hey, baby, I'm gonna marry you someday. She's like, gobble gobble. That's right, baby.
Like, what? Remember I told you when you were on drugs and never remember it? I'm keeping my promise. Like, fuck off. You're so fake.
You're so full of shit.
That shit's so fake. And you know what? And I don't think WWE got nearly as much fucking press as they wanted out of it. The whole thing was a flop.
They were on the Today Show.
I saw it on the news.
Oh, they're always on the fucking Today Show. Yeah, but I don't know. It didn't seem to generate the traffic. I don't know. I didn't see much traffic. They're always on the Today Show.
I don't like Bray anymore. Like, I always kind of thought he was okay. Like, he definitely has personality, but every storyline he does is, like, super fucking fake bullshit, and, like, I don't know. He just says the same thing every week, and it's always about nothing to do with, like, real life. It's always stupid shit that's going on in, like, magical Bray land. I can't stand it. I don't like it. And then, to make it even worse, he has, like, a group of people in his stable, and they're all garbage. Like, Eric Rowan's garbage. Like, he sucks.
I don't know. I thought Eric Rowan on SmackDown did some pretty cool
Luke Harper
jumps and moves.
Luke Harper's great, but when he was in Bray's group, he was fucking garbage.
I disagree with you.
Is everything good? Of course you do. He has tattoos.
No. I like Bray's wrestling style, and Bray's good on the mic. He might be too supernatural.
Wrestling style.
But guess what? He throws his weight around.
He's not doing anything special.
He uses his weight in the right way. Like, he throws a forearm, he throws his whole body at you. Like, he uses
and he throws his fucking video cameras on the ring at you. Like, what the fuck is happening?
What I don't like about I'm
fake,
on
stupid
Jeremy's side.
stories. I can't stand it. Like, I'm over it.
I'm on Jeremy's side.
And they never go anywhere. Nowhere good.
They are too supernatural, I'll give you that. But he should be like a cult leader.
The biggest
could be good if they let him be good.
What I said. This was my original.
They've been saying that. You've been saying that for like 3 years.
But I think
when's it gonna happen?
I'm with Jeremy that with the promos. It's like he keeps saying the same shit every promo. It's like, I get it. You're the fucking.
I am a god.
Like, stop losing every match.
And then he gets beaten by Jobber number 3. Like, how the fuck is a god get beat?
Yeah, but is that on him or
you should be the champion forever.
But then they need to change the gimmick.
Yeah.
That's Bray's gimmick, though, and that's like, I'm guaranteeing he writes that shit, because the writers come up with garbage, and Bray's stuff's always, like, out there.
Then they need to have him start winning. Yeah, he won the title. If he wins the title back at the next pay-per-view,
gimmicks
okay.
suck.
And he gets a run with it, but I don't think he's going to run, because if Roman's going over to fucking...
I like the way he says
if Roman goes to SmackDown, Bray Wyatt's not keeping that belt.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Run! And then they shut the thing off.
Great talker.
Nothing ever happens!
But why does...
Nothing comes out of it.
Why did it go, like... So, he beat AJ and Cena clean for the belt, and then supposedly Cena was like, alright, this is your show now, you run with it. And then, like, 3 weeks later, they dropped the title to Orton. So, is it really? There's an Orton show still.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing. All these people, I'm going back to my Undertaker thing. Everyone crying, but, leave it. Like, it's the end of era. That's the last one. Half the fucking guys on the show are from the goddamn era. Like, they're still around. And whatever.
And they're all champions.
Undertaker was big when Jericho was there. Randy Orton. Fucking Brock Lesnar. Triple H. They're all still around. There's no end of no fucking era. These people never leave. God.
They never go anywhere.
They stay around forever.
Because, God forbid we leave. I'm gonna cry. No, leave. I'm done. Move on. I love Randy Orton, but at some point, We got to move on to new people. There's so many new talent. We got to push the old out.
The only good one is Shawn Michaels because he's like, I don't want to come back. I'm retired.
That's why it's
going back.
so. Finally, you find an old wrestler that's just like, fuck that. And I even think Austin probably came back if he could. I think he would probably be back.
There's some like internet rumor that Randy was owed this for taking an elbow by Brock.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I heard.
What the fuck? How about the millions of dollars you're paid? Is that not enough to take one elbow from fucking Brock Lesnar?
That was their deal to him. Was like, hey, you'll win the Royal Rumble and the title if you do.
That's
this.
fucking like that's way too much. I'll take like 80 elbows from Brock if they give me the title. Like,
I would not take one elbow for him for any of their titles.
well, I definitely take one.
You will die.
Your head will complete. You see how Orton had a little cut? Your whole head would be like crack open.
Well, they have the best doctors in the world.
Your face is made of glass. You get hit in the face with a puck and your whole face fucks up. You think a Brock Lesnar elbow would destroy your face?
I took a goalie stick to the face and I have one mark.
They'll take that from a 300-pound muscle.
Hey, I took an elbow
Same thing.
from some like little scrawny kid and a black guy for 3 weeks.
And then Randy cried about it every day because he's sensitive.
I did. I rubbed lotion.
I'm pretty sure I can handle
cocoa
one
butter.
elbow from Brock and live. Maybe I'll be injured for a while, but if I get the championship title or like millions of dollars, I think I can manage.
Millions of dollars, we got a different story.
That's how much Randy makes.
You might be.
You think Orton doesn't make millions of dollars?
He makes 1.5.
There you go. I'll take it.
I saw the bill.
Elbow me. I'll call Brock. Tell me how smart he elbow me in the face.
This is the one thing I always say about Randy Orton, which really makes me like him, is I feel like he will always put people over. He's not one of those guys. He didn't do that this time. Cena did it this time. So what does that say about now? Maybe I don't like Randy. Maybe I thought of Orton.
Maybe it wasn't his.
Vince Russo. I've said on this show before that I think Bischoff might be kind of a scam about his career. Vince Russo is the biggest scam in the wrestling industry. He had a couple of good years in the Attitude Era, where I think a lot of it was carried by awesome talent, because they had some of the best wrestling talent ever during that era. And I think he had Vince McMahon, that when he came to with crazy stuff, Vince was like, get the fuck out of here, we're not doing that. And then as soon as he left, because he couldn't handle it anymore, he went to WCW and fucking ruined it. To the point where WWE was able to buy them. And I think this had a lot to do with Bischoff and Hogan too, but Vince Russo ruined that show.
Yeah, it was. He was great when he had Vince McMahon like overseeing everything he decided to do.
I feel like a lot of people, especially Vince Russo, try to take credit for the Attitude Era when if there's anyone that's going to take any credit for the Attitude Era, it's Paul Heyman. Because ECW was doing the shit the Attitude Era was doing before the Attitude Era, and Vince saw what he was doing and just copied what Paul Heyman was doing. And he just censored it just enough that it could be on TV.
Well, and Vince had better talent to carry it.
Half the talent he had was from ECW.
Well, Austin.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, but he wasn't Stone Cold in ECW.
Yeah, he was closer to the Stone Cold character in ECW than he was in WCW.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying. There's a lot of
talent. All the guys, I don't know. Never mind. That point doesn't make any sense, so I'm not going to say anything.
No, it makes sense. All the guys, I know what you were trying to say.
All right. Go with your thing.
Okay, well...
what did Vince Russo say that's fucking retarded?
Well, Russo, last week, came out and said he was talking about the size of WWE talent. And how all the guys are small.
He's talking about penis size here, right?
So...
That's what I assume.
So, he flat out said, I'm 56 years old, living in a cabin by a lake, and I could kick Finn Balor's ass.
No, he
probably has 85
I actually
abs,
just
too.
had a picture of Finn on my screen. I was looking at Raw. That is the most ripped dude I've ever seen in my life. That dude beat the living shit out of him.
No, Google a picture of Vince Russo right now.
But
and he's like...
Does Finn live in a cabin by a lake?
He probably does.
Apparently that makes you tougher, because why else would he mention that?
Live in a cabin by the lake.
Why the fuck would he mention that?
Look at this fat...
I'm living in a cabin by the lake!
Oh, look how fat he was in WCW. Oh, yeah, I took it back. He also went to TNA and ruined that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
By
the way, when he was in TNA, I was looking at this earlier today. I was telling Jeremy, do you know when he was working at TNA? He was making $33,000 a year as a consultant. Like, $33,000? Like...
Oh, my God. Man, he was a fat piece of shit.
More than we make for this podcast.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I don't care if you think he's not humongous like Brock or Undertaker, but you're not beating up a 200-pound Finn Balor who's ripped out of his mind. just because he looks small next to fucking Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar.
Finn's still like
Ridiculous.
6'1" and ripped out his fucking
Never
body.
heard of like they've had Rey Mysterio beat Big Show, and like Rey Mysterio beat everybody, John Cena. But God forbid Finn Balor beats Roman Reigns. Oh my God, Vince Russo has a fucking mental breakdown.
Yeah, he's fucking retarded.
David Arquette was a champion when he was in charge.
Exactly.
Who's he like beating up? Who the fuck is David Arquette gonna win? Be like, come on.
He's gonna win against a bag of Coke.
Jesus Christ, that guy's not beating up Finn Balor. That's for sure.
Always beating up fan. The guy, look at him.
Ridiculous.
Okay, you want the next?
Yeah, what a dumb thing did he say?
Okay, well, this one has nothing to do with wrestling, but I had to bring it up because he's a fucking idiot.
Bring it up.
I don't believe a woman was created to run this country based on the fact that women was taken from a man's rib. This is exact quote. Exact quote.
Oh my God. You know, yeah, but this big fat piece of shit living in a cabin should be trying to
Well, he lives in a cabin.
Wait,
There's no news and
He went on to
information.
add,
Oh God.
women wasn't created first, men was created first. The woman was created second. I believe that's how God wanted the pecking order to be.
Well, I know who he voted for. Holy
Actually, this is all about him
Jesus?
voting for Trump.
He voted for Jesus?
So he okay, so he's reading the history book known as the Bible, apparently. Holy moly.
I know someone who's a flat earther.
You can believe anything, I have no problems with what you believe in religiously, but don't bring that fucking shit where you're like women are second class, what a piece of shit.
Did he say anything about AJ I can get annoyed at?
No, he has not said anything about AJ.
Oh, smart.
Oh no, he's definitely a flat earther. Yeah, so
I hope he listens to
that was
this.
good, Randy. Fuck Vince Russo. The last rumor, news, this isn't even a rumor. Simon Gotch got released today. Apparently he's a dick.
Yeah, he's a douche.
He thought he was like the next fucking coming of Stone Cold.
Yeah, he was walking around like he was the shit.
With
His English didn't even like
sunglasses at night
him.
and stuff. He wears his sunglasses at night.
Apparently, and this makes sense why vaudevillains were jobbers and weren't getting pushes because
Yeah.
people fucking hated Simon Gotch.
Also, he's a sucky wrestler.
No, the part I liked is
And he
that
killed Enzo almost.
he pissed off Aiden English to the point that he punched him in the face, and then he gets fired when he's
Wait,
the
what
one that punched
happened?
him in the face.
Yeah, Aiden English. I'll just read how it says it here. Aiden English asked WWE management to separate the team because he feared that he may lose his job just by being associated with him. And let's see, they never really got along in reality.
Really?
And they got in a big fight backstage at WrestleMania in which English punched Gotch in the face, knocking him out cold. This was said by many to be the last straw, and that the only thing that could possibly be done was to release Simon Gotch. So, at any other company in the world, if you punch someone, you're getting fired. Yet WWE, the guy you punch gets fired.
Well, clearly, Simon Gotch had probably he deserved it.
Yeah, he's
like,
a douche.
if that's all it took, why didn't Aiden English punch him like a year ago?
It's because he's probably worried to lose his job too. And then he just got to a point where it's like,
He
fuck
thought
this
they were
prick.
like, when you're a tag team, you think you're
Yeah.
like together. So if
I hope-
one guy gets fired, you think you're gonna get fired too.
I hope
You're
Aiden
already-
English keeps
That's
his
what I
gimmick.
thought. Like, that's why I think the Shining Stars are getting fired.
I hope Aiden English keeps his gimmick and goes singles. And I think, because I still think Aiden English is awesome. I think he's good on the mic.
Yeah, I
and
like
think
him a
he's
lot,
good in the
too.
ring.
That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to see the vaudevillains, because I like Aiden English a lot.
Get rid of Gotch. Gotch almost killed Enzo, and I've never seen anything great from him. in the ring.
I'm still gonna blame Enzo for that. 'cause
Touring the
Enzo's a
Stone
horrible
Cold.
wrestler.
Touring the Stone Cold, that was Gotch's fault because he threw him with too much power too close to the ropes, and that's like a thing you don't do. He said at no point was Enzo unable to stop himself because he was too close with too much
I
power.
don't know,
That's
I've
just
seen
how-
Enzo botch so much shit that it's hard for me to say
I
that.
feel like any throw, it's kind of on the guy getting thrown to...
Well, it's because he
do
was
things.
too close to the ropes. So how you would hit it with the power and how low they were, it was Simon Gotch should have known better not to throw him with such power. Austin said.
He's a douche.
I'm gonna go by Austin.
Simon Gotch.
Well, not much news and rumors this week, but that was it.
Hey, it's Jeremy from the World Wrestling Podcast. If you thought that clip was entertaining, or maybe a little funny, click the subscribe button. Or look us up on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. Or don't. It's not like it's going to hurt my feelings or anything.